can't fly almost nowhere. I have to quarantine in whatever city I fly to right now.
All right, we are. Hey, everyone, welcome to this month's edition of Keep the Mic On from Behind the Microphone. I am simply Sherry. I will get more into myself and what tonight's show is about because I am your host. Next, coming up, I'm going to pass it to Kaniki.
Peace, everybody. Welcome. Hey, everybody on Facebook. You're in for an awesome feature tonight. I am Kaniki Jakarta, the first Black Poet Laureate of Alexandria, Virginia. Happily serving a 3-year term, rocking the Features brand of shirt right here. I want to show you that right fast. I am happy to be a part of this awesome foursome called Keep the Mic On. And today we're doing from behind the microphone, but my week is called Poets and Platforms, where I interview poets who also provide a platform for the arts. So I'm going to kick it over to, let me see, Danielle, the girl GSP.
Hey, how y'all doing? So I'm over here looking crazy. So I am the third member of said collective, and I know what we're doing this week, and I'm excited. I'm so excited. My week, I do, let's talk about the book, where basically I pick authors' brains about their writing process and their books and their projects and kind of figure out how to get from point A to point B with the writing part of this whole scenario, because that's what I do, yeah. So I am ready to dig into this. I'm so excited for this show. Like, y'all don't understand, like, when you ain't seen nobody because we've been in quarantine for so damn long, you just be like, oh my God, let's go. So I'm gonna toss this over to Charity, because it's funny because she's right next to me. So put it over to Charity so she can introduce her section of the show. Yeah.
You're muted, Charity. You're muted.
You're muted.
Thank you, Danielle. I'm catching it and I'm bringing it into me. Yeah, that was not a smooth transition, but we're gonna make it out like it was. Yes, hi everyone. Charity Blackwell. I am a proud part of this collective of Keep the Mic On, and my night or my show that is under the umbrella of Keep the Mic On is called Art Therapy. So on my night, I try to feature artists that use their art as a platform to heal, whether that's themselves or their audience and or both. And so, yeah, it's been a great adventure with these wonderful ladies that I'm honored to be working with. And I'm really looking forward to tonight and hearing from the amazing Theresa, the songbird. I've heard some really awesome things about this individual, and you know, word of mouth is like whatever. So I'm really like, I'm excited to experience it for myself, and everyone in here should be as well, whether you're in here on Facebook or wherever you're watching. It's gonna be a really dope experience. So I'm now going to popcorn to the one and only Simply Sherry, and there you go. So yeah,
thank you.
Good luck. Have a great night, Sherry.
Thank you, Charity. I am your host this evening again, Simply Sherry, and this night is called From Behind the Microphone. And in this event, in this interview, I take the time for us to remind everyone that poets are people too. So we're going to talk to the poet. We're going to talk about some art. We're going to listen to some poems, or with Theresa, it could be some poems and some music. It could be a whole couple of things. Now, so this is what makes this night fun for me. For anyone that is not too sure who Theresa the Songbird is, I don't know who this is. There's only one way that you can introduce Theresa when at this point. So if y'all don't mind, I'm going to just do this.
You so black. You so black. When you smile, the stars come out. You so black. When you born, the God come out. Black is night. Black when it's wrong and black when it's right. You so black. Oh, you so black. When you smile, the stars come out. Baby, you so black. When you're born, the God come out.
And that was from the 2019 Trumpet Awards. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the one and only awesome Theresa, the Songbird. How you doing, honey?
Hey, friend, how you doing? I miss you so much.
I miss you too. So, we're gonna get this out. I'm gonna be very professional. Wait a second, let me close YouTube real quick. I'm gonna be a very professional interviewer when I get into this, but I'm gonna start off letting everybody know that this is my homegirl.
We friends in real life.
Friends in real life. This woman has spent the night at my house. She has come into she spent the night at my house. I went to work and came home with dinner. She has went just into my freezer and said, Sherry, here's dinner. And I said, okay, this is good. So this is truly, truly, when I say this is my friend, this is my friend. And I'm very excited that you are here with us this evening. So before I get into your bio and telling the audience the rest about you, would you like to bless us with a poem or two?
What's the question? I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit.
I said, would you like to bless us with a poem or two?
Oh, okay, sure, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do You So Black because, I just did that.
You just did that. Because I did that for a reason, because that's just easy.
Right, and I'm long-winded, so I'm going to do a poem.
Okay.
For y'all already know what it is. For the black girls.
Mm-hmm.
One time for the black girls. Two times for the black girls. All the time for the black girls. Look, I've seen him looking. Couldn't figure out what it was that got him looking. But now his vision stuck on what I'm cooking. I be whipping that what's up. I put my foot in. And he can't get enough of this most high melanin Merlin swirling. This roots watching and follicle curling. Girlfriend, yo cocoa glow go so. Whoo! What else are they supposed to do but envy you with all that black girl magic? All that black girl magic. Sprinkling, twinkling.
Oh, come on.
For the ones in the back. All that black girl magic. We real trill, kill, bill, precision, incision, invincible women, Oshun with a sword. Womb can't afford to have born nothing less than the Lord or more with a double O-R, black God, black king. He royal cause he beams from our mothership. We universe and covenant. We supernatural sustenance. We vitamins and supplements. We herbs and seasonings. I said we herbs and seasonings, y'all. That mean it ain't no bland potato salad with the raisins in it round here.
Not one.
Because we herbs and seasonings. We celestial beings. We planets implemented planet with the advantage of growing a seed up to be loved, and we paid the cost to be the boss with the sauce, so it ain't no love lost. This love ain't meant to lose. This love is built to win. It's coming from this life. Manifested manna from the manna of our mandibles, tangible healings, actual miracles. Watching these words work ought to put God's fear in you. It ought to put God's love in you. It ought to put God's trust in you. But you be acting brand new, God, like you never knew God, like you never knew that you God. And it shows. Some of y'all got y'all slow cards exposed, and we see you pretending you mended. But baby, your heart ain't in it. Your soul is broken. You barely living. You coasting. This world been choking the light out of you. The bullshit been beating the fight out of you. And my nigga, you have been knocked the fuck out. But these black girls got this love that says, baby, you have to get the fuck up. Like a morning mother shoulder shake. Like, ain't nobody got time to play. We finna be late. Little nigga, wake your ass up. Folgers in your cup. Starbucks in your belly. Chick-fil-A open on a Sunday. Type of miracles and blessings. Yes, we is all of that shit. So black girl, be all of that shit. Be a goddess. Be a bitch. Be a fairy princess. Be a witch. Be a president. Be a present with a present that uplifts like warm weather. Be indifferent. Be indignant. Be whatever makes you clever, keeps you happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Do that thing that keeps your edges strong, your booty big, and your love light alive. And if one of these motherfuckers has tried you one too many times, and you just want to ball up inside and forget yourself, girl, I'm gonna need you to chuck your chin up off your chest and keep loving yourself. Keep forgiving yourself. Keep hugging yourself. Cleanse yourself.
Oh, come on. No.
Naked, baby. Heck, you better shake that shit. It's okay. Be a human being. Make mistakes. You just move with grace while you take up space, and forget that voice in your head trying to convince you that you're not great. Because, girl, you are awesome. You are special. You are helpful. You try harder. You be pushing yourself farther than even you thought you could go. You be in it when your anxiety is crippling and frightening and totally out of control. Because you already know this world don't stop turning when it's tears trickling from a black girl's thighs, or a baby hanging off a black girl's breast, or when we've endured all we could and more at the end of stage 4 and we don't have no hair or no breast or no more decidedly identifiably female features left, we still the kind that cares less what the careless of character characterizes qualified. They can't quantify your metaphysics. They can't comprehend your digits, but they keep counting on you to do what you do so well. Excel. When they keep putting us at an obvious disadvantage, somehow we manage to keep on winning. Must be because we phenomenal prima donnas. Keita, the Eve, the healer. I'm talking about a Henrietta Lacks kind of black. We got DNA the most dynamic doctors still can't crack. We so magic. We so motherfucking fantastic that those who can't have it and be it would be inclined to try to beat it and be even more malign when we remain undefeated out here dodging demons like Neo in The Matrix. By the way, you do know that The Matrix is a movie that a black woman wrote and created. We are amazing. And they hate it because they can't take it. How we be solving, how we be evolving it, just by being involved in it. And we got the unmitigated gall of it to be out here being it with all your most high melanin Merlin swirling, with your roots watching and follicle curling. Girlfriend, your go glow so what else are they supposed to do but envy you with all that black girl magic? You better sprinkle yourself with all that black girl magic. Lean over, sprinkle somebody else with all that black girl magic. For the ones in the back, all that black girl magic.
Thank you, Theresa. Oh, wow. I did not know how much I needed that message tonight. Like, I don't know. I felt I needed it.
We out here saving the world all the time.
We do.
Imagine it to be on repeat in your spirit just to keep you able. That's the vaccine right there.
Right. I agree. During the protest,
healing the world.
During the protest, when we were protesting a month ago, which I mentioned because the protesting situation from last month and that is still going on will come up again in our conversation. My shirt said, the one I made for myself said, Black Mama Magic only works if I'm alive. And I also have a version that says Black Girl Magic only works if I'm alive. So y'all got to remember that. So when you're talking about Black Girl Magic, it's a thing. Okay, musical, lyrical, theatrical alchemist sprinkling magic and hot sauce on every microphone she touches. Theresa S.O.N.G.B.I.R.D is a supernatural wellspring of entertainment. She has had the honor of performing her poem, You So Black, at the 2019 Trumpet Awards on Bounce TV, racking up over 9 million views. And now this year, a year later, becoming a TikTok viral challenge. I've seen that. She's recently graced the stage alongside luminaries such as Jill Scott, MC Lyte, Rhapsody. Jasmine Sullivan appears on Robert Glasper's newest albums. She is running businesses. She has self-published her book, Mass Matters of Magic, which is here in my collection, which is also available on Amazon. She has spoken word CDs for the Birds, and she was getting ready to go on tour with her one-woman show for the Birds. And then 2020 happened.
Right.
So a lot of the people that watch us and talk to us here in this space are artists. And so the first thing I wanted to talk about was You So Black. What originally inspired you to compose that piece?
Well, it's twofold. One, as an artist who performs all over the country, I was in need of something that kind of encapsulated the Black experience. You know, I was really trying to fill a genre niche spot in my collection, one. But two, in writing You So Black, like you get the short version, but when you've heard the long version.
But okay. Note, Theresa has been going in and out. Okay, wait, Theresa. I don't know what's going on with your internet, but you're coming in and out, and you're occasionally freezing.
Yeah, I keep getting my connection is unstable. Yeah. But this, like, I'm in my Zoom spot. I ain't never had this problem before, so I don't even know where to go. Like, I don't know how to fix it.
No, I'm just letting you know, because you answered cut off. You're saying that you were looking for something, a niche, and that's actually my next question, to tell everybody exactly how long that piece was. So as you said, there's the longer piece, so you can pick it up from there. And of course, she freezes.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So for the longer version, I express how, even in language, the world doesn't work without Blackness. We are required. We should require more of ourselves on every level, the negatives, the positives, all of I hate to use the word entanglements. Oh my God. But all of the diaspora of ways Blackness is utilized in all culture, not just American culture, just all earthly culture in general. Like, Black is everywhere all the time, and we should be exalted in ourselves.
So let the audience know how long the original piece is.
The original piece is around 6-ish minutes long. Y'all see, I'm long-winded, but I say it all. That's the whole point. When I'm done talking, I done said everything you got to say about the subject.
But she's fun to talk to. How did you go about editing that? Because I'm pretty sure that the Trumpet Awards and those people came to you and said, you have 1 minute, make it work.
2 minutes. They gave me 2 minutes.
Okay.
So with my 2 minutes, my notion was to get down to the most delightful parts. If I'm only going to give you a idea, I want to give you all of every line of You So Black that I chose to use on the TV show were lines that when you hear them should make you feel bigger and better about yourself and your Blackness. I took every one of the best parts of that poem.
Now, did they ask for that poem, or was that the poem you just decided to do?
No. What happened, I auditioned with Black Girl Magic. That got me in the door. But once I got in the door, they wanted a poem, because, you know, Black Girl Magic is very much so about Black women. So they did not know that I had that in my repertoire. And I forgot. I ain't gonna lie to you. When they were like, do you have another poem? I was like, ooh, do I have another poem? Mm-hmm. And then the ancestor was like, you so black. You so black.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, I could make that work.
Mm-hmm. I like how you said that you went in with one thing and then came out with another, because we've had that conversation before. Because what is not included on your current bio is in this shorter bio that I have, is that you were also on Verses and Flow.
Yes.
Which is of course no longer on the air. But I've read the rules for that, and I know that in our conversations that we've had, they had a certain time limit, I think was, that they would want you to perform with, but the poem you came with was something totally else.
For Verses and Flow.
For Verses and Flow.
Yes. For Verses and Flow, I it was sort of similar, actually. I auditioned with Superman, and which got my foot in the door. But in the middle of my audition process, the producers emailed me and was like, "Where is the poem about baby mamas?" They knew exactly, like, how do y'all know? That's what got me. That's when I recognized that people are waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes your way is already made and you just got to show up.
And figure out. That's true.
Yeah.
That is a very true statement. That is a very true statement. So we're going to pivot a little bit. Because I know we wanted to have that conversation about You So Black, because I know our audience members would probably like to, because of what I know and what the poem is. I met Theresa in Baltimore. Theresa lives in Atlanta by way, originally from Chicago, lives in Atlanta. But she is just as home attending venues in Baltimore. So when did you start coming to the open mics in Baltimore?
When did I first start? Okay, this had to be like maybe like 2009, 2010. I hate to put my arrival came on the tail of Archie the Messenger moving back to Baltimore. If Archie had never moved away from Baltimore to Atlanta, I probably would never have came to Baltimore. Because me and Archie became friends here, and he was like, "All right, fuck Atlanta, I'm going home."
Okay.
"Will I ever see you again, my friend?" And he was like, "Yeah, once I get settled, you can come kick it in Baltimore." And I came. So, like, he got there. Maybe 6 months later, I got there. He took me to 5 seasons. Crack cocaine. I've been hooked.
So how often prior to Showtime, we said that probably we'd have seen you 3 times by now already here in the DC, Baltimore area. So really, how many times a year would you travel up?
Oh, easily maybe 3 or 4 times a year at a minimum. I'm there, if not every other month, every 3rd month. But you can almost set your clock to seeing me. And don't let it be something I want to do. Don't let one of my friends be getting married. Don't let Warm Wednesdays want to come back and do a reunion. One reunion show. Don't let Lorna Dick, what was her show called? Versus. Don't let them want to do a reunion show. I don't care what y'all say. I might be from Chicago. I might live in Atlanta. I am DMV poetry.
She is.
I love y'all.
Let me put it to you this way. I remember we started this interview off. This is my friend. I inboxed her like last year. I said, "Oh yeah, I'm having a 50th birthday party on this weekend." And her response was, "I have to be somewhere else, but I'm mad I can't be there." And it was just my birthday party. It was my 50th, but it was just my birthday party. And so
but that'd be my whole life. Every time I want to do something, as soon as y'all have an event, the first thing I do is check my calendar to see if I'm available for the day, to see if my money is going to allow me, if I fly and stay at Girl Genius house. Because if I had to pay for a hotel room for every time I came to Baltimore, I probably wouldn't come to Baltimore. So as much as I also want to shout out Archie, I appreciate you. But I got to give big kudos to Girl Genius.
My house is your personal Airbnb, homie.
I'm here. I don't even feel like I don't have time to hostess you anymore. I have to take care of me. But here is the key. You know the gate code. Holla at me. Call me when you made it.
That's how we are.
There's food in the fridge. You know where everything is. I may not be here.
Pretty much everybody who's hosted.
That's what I was just saying. I said you stay with Kaniki too. You have to stay with Sherry because you don't know her yet.
The only difference is when I stay with Kaniki, with the rest of y'all be like, I'ma just wait because S.O.N.G.B.I.R.D gonna get in that kitchen in a second. I'ma just hold off.
No.
But Kaniki take care of me. She puts food in my belly.
Okay, so what what about Baltimore and what do you love about the Baltimore scene of Baltimore and the DMV that keeps you coming back so much, besides us and how we treat you? But
It's not just how you treat me, it's how y'all revere one another. When Archie was already talking about 13. Archie was already talking about Love and Shelly and people who I had never heard of or seen, and Lamar. You know what I mean? People who I had never heard of or seen. So when I go into 5 seasons and then here y'all go, just as dope as y'all want to be, one, it remind me of home. And more poets than less are heavy hitters. So to come, because you know, sometimes you go to an open mic and you be like, "Ooh, Lord Jesus." Like that, you know what I mean? When I come here, I'm always inspired. I'm always inspired when I come to Baltimore because there's always that new poet who's trying something different. Or you see the poets who are fashioning themselves after my friends. And it's cute to see the little poets with they Love accents and with they Archie accents and with they Lamar accents. Y'all cute. Some of y'all even trying to sound like me. That's cute.
So tell us what For the Birds is about and what this project is.
My one-woman spoken word musical. I love this baby of mine. Right now, it is 90 minutes of spectacularness. I play 4 different characters, all birds, well, all women named after birds. So I play an elder character named Sankofa. I play a child character named Lark. I play Lark's mama, Blue Jay. And I play Lark's soon-to-be stepmama, Miss Phoenix. So the play, without giving too much away, you do get to see lots and lots of my poems, lots and lots of my songs. Even though it's a one-woman show, I also have 2 other actresses, singers who participate in the play with me. They are kind of like Shakespearean muses that help keep the plot chugging along. But I am amazed at what I've been able to pull off. And the people who have seen it and responded to it are all like, girl, it needs to be on Broadway. The whole world needs for when everything lets up, because I can't wait to put it on the road. I am just aware that the energy of the room, now that we've done it twice in Atlanta, it's not something that you can socially distance and do. This is something you need to be up close next to your people to experience, so that you can slap 5s and clap hands and be like, Theresa the Songbird is a whole idiot and I love her.
I get that. What led you to decide to produce this project?
In all honesty, MC Lyte. I had a conversation with MC Lyte after the Trumpet Awards, of course, because why would she call me before that? Exactly. After the Trumpet Awards, I had a really great couple of phone calls with MC Lyte, and I was it was just me standing on stage with a band doing my poems. And she was like, well, what does this look like scripted? Built characters around this. It took me maybe a week to write it. And I didn't have to really write poems as much as I had to write dialogue. You know, it was really more of the dialogue that I had to write because the poems were already written. I ended up, in all honesty, in the editing process and in the process of maybe the first 3 rehearsals, I had to cut 5 poems from the play because it was too long.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So from the inception of the idea to the finished product, like to what it is that, to the concise 90 minutes, how long do you think it actually took for you to construct?
I'll say in total about 10 weeks, from me and my sisters all sitting in my bedroom with my book and notebooks trying to figure out what the names of the characters should be and what poems each character should do, to picking my my team of on stage skills. And then if you want to talk about the second go round, because what I recognize too is that I am a person who works for the next big thing. So, and I want people to see this play over and over and over again. So I work really hard every time I do this to make it better. Whether it be new costumes, whether it be changing up certain parts of the dialogue to make the story make more sense and to run more smoothly. Whether it's choreography, darling. We are doing dancing put together by yours truly. Big girls be moving. Okay. You understand? So I would say, yeah, maybe about 10 weeks to get it all together the first time, and then we had to learn choreography for the second go round. So it's always going to be more, I think, in addition to just to keep making it better and better. And I just saw Hamilton, so I'm all the way reinvigorated and inspired to get my play out to more of the world.
And that's it. You know, and that is exactly the thought that ran through my mind as we started to talk about it. It's like, you know what, and Hamilton came out, and I'm just going to say this in case anybody hasn't watched it yet. Daveed Diggs, who plays two roles in that, is a former spoken word artist, and he's in the middle of doing all of that. Granted, he didn't write any of it, but he is.
You talking about the dude that played Lafayette and?
Yeah, he played Lafayette and Jefferson.
You fro? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
You know he's also okay. So we got time to watch TV. Yeah. So he's also on Snow.
What's the name of the show?
I'm enjoying Snowpiercer because I enjoy Snowpiercer the movie. So watching the TV show and seeing him in it is just like super reminder. It's really cool.
Also, he is also in, there's an Amazon series called Undone.
Ooh.
And it's a it kind of looks like a cartoon, but it really looks like him. It's like everybody acted it, and then like they
animated it.
And they animated.
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Yes, he's in that too. So he's an amazing artist, amazing actor. He does amazing work. So Daveed Diggs, go ahead, y'all work.
Me and my sisters and my mom, we all sat and watched Hamilton together, and everybody was like, "That's you, Theresa." I know, like, he's a dude and all, but if you were gonna be any characters in Hamilton, you would be this actor's characters.
Yeah, because the way he did it, he's very expressive and very, he's animated, very physically animated in that show. One thing I want to go back to with You So Black, because it's an interesting thing that's happened in recent weeks. Because I watch you on, I watch your Instagram. Everybody, her IG is the S.O.N.G.B.I.R.D, THA, the S.O.N.G.B.I.R.D. And TikTok has picked up You So Black as a challenge. And I've seen it lip synced once. I've seen a dance. And what happened at the protest march? Go ahead and tell the people, because I thought that was amazing.
Man. Yeah, man. This is like a whole thing. Not only that, but I've gotten videos of people protesting and having my poem playing in the background while they march and protest. Like, speechless. I'm really like, I'm trying to hold back. You see my eyes are turning red. It's not because of, not at all. This is really like emotions, you know, like I am, how well this poem resonates and continues to be effective in how Black people feel about themselves.
And I've seen the little kids doing it at recitals and their little shows and concerts. It's been an amazing little thing to watch. So that's one thing I wanted to add. So it's definitely a question I wanted to get out to you, was like, how did that make you feel? And you just told us.
Man, it really like it humbles me. It humbles me in a different way. You know, like it's nice to be, you know, yo getting this much attention over something that was 2 minutes long. You know, so seeing the kids learn my poems, like that's gonna last forever. You know what I mean? Like I think about, I'm trying not to cry. My makeup is too good.
It's all right, sis.
Like knowing that as they grow up and quantify and qualify their blackness, they're going to fall back on what I still rise or phenomenal woman. You know what I mean? Like, bruh, the notion that these kids are learning my poem to learn about themselves. Like I have, in essence, like, you know, I can almost, like, I don't want to die tomorrow or nothing like that, but I can die a happy and effective human being, knowing that this poem has left such a sincere burn.
Okay. So at this point in my interview, so that we all have time, there is a and where I got the idea and the title for this section from the Behind the Microphone is the 10 questions that I ask everybody, because this is where we just get a chance to learn about the poet a little bit. And the questions I ask all have a purpose, because, you know, we're poets and people too. The first one is, what brought you to writing poetry in the beginning? In the beginning. Huh?
Partially, it started off as me really, really liking the way my handwriting looked. Ain't that the most vapid, sad thing? But that's the truth. Like, I was 14 and I used to be like, ooh, my Y's is pretty. So let's write a whole bunch of words with Y's in them because I think I'm cute or whatever. But also, my mom got me started journaling and writing in a diary every day when I was like 8-9 years old. So I've always kind of like taken stock of my life, and not on a day-to-day basis, on a weekly basis. When I travel outside of the country as a child or as a teenager, I had to keep journals every day. So, and in the process of keeping those journals, I would be journaling because I had to do it for like a project, like I had to report my journal. So I kept 2 journals and a poetry notebook while I traveled outside of the country. I had the journal that the teachers read, I had the real journal of the shit that actually happened, and then I had the poetry journal of the poems and ideas and creativity that popped up while I was out seeing parts of the world. And that's kind of how I segued out of journaling and into letting the poetry become how I journal my life, so to speak.
Okay. Tell us the story of the first time that you got on stage and performed a poem. How you felt about it, how you where it was.
Let's talk about the fear of God. Number one, Chicago poets, like I've already told you, it's like ruthless. Everybody is good. Everybody is so good. You could come to my open mic 3 months every week of them 3 months and never see this stage. You got to know somebody who knows somebody to get on this open mic type of stuff, right? So outside of the fact that I went to this open 3 weeks to get up the nerve to put my name on the open mic list. So for the first 3 weeks, we just chilling. Then it's 6 weeks of writing my name down and never getting called. So now I'm just showing up like, they ain't never gonna call me. It's cool. One of these days, it's a light night, and they finally call me up to the mic. And when I tell you my poem was whack, because I remember that's how whack the poem was. My poem was whack, but I shook so hard. Like, I stood there and I performed my poem, but my body was like quaking so hard that sweat beads were rolling down the back of my thighs. I thought that I was dropping droplets of urine. That's how, but it was just sweat. But that's how shook I was. But I was also like, as soon as I was done, I was like, I can't wait to do this again. I can't wait to do this again.
I love these stories because, and especially as a show hostess, you know this, at the end of every poetry show, somebody will walk up to you and say, I can't do this. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. And I'm like, I didn't start here.
Theresa the Songbird was just regular old Theresa. Wasn't no Songbird. I was just Theresa.
How did you know what, this isn't on this particular list, but this is a good question. I'm just gonna jump in real quick. Because a lot of her, for those that don't know her or haven't heard her perform in person, a lot of your songs are musical. Like you sing and poem at the same time. When did you start blending the two?
Honestly, I want to say probably around my college years, because I have my degrees in music. So, I am a musician. That's never not going to be who and what I am. I was very torn when I went to college as to whether I was going to study writing and English in that route, or whether I wanted to be a performer. And that's what kind of like tipped the scales for me. I'll always say that I've always been both, because I've always sang. I've always written songs since I was like 9 years old. I would make up little songs and ditties and stuff. And I've pretty much written, whether it was poetry or just being a writer, since the age of 9 as well. So even though they didn't come together on stage until maybe like my collegiate years, I've always been both at the same time.
Okay. So your stage name is Theresa the Songbird. How did you come up with this? I know Theresa is your government name, but how did you come up with the Songbird, and what is it you want the audience to get from hearing that name?
Okay, so the Theresa part is important too. Like, even though, yes, it is my government name. In general, what I need people to understand about Theresa the Songbird as a brand, Theresa the Songbird is about healing the world through a vibration of love, period. Number one. My daddy named me Theresa. When my dad hears the word Theresa fall off of anybody's lips, it reinvigorates him and the things he loves. Theresa is my mother's middle name. So when my dad named me, he loves most in the world.
Oh, wow.
You understand what I'm saying? Just Theresa by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, all right? But the Songbird is really like how I started writing poetry. The Songbird came from people not remembering who I was. Mm-hmm. I would show up and be just Theresa, and they'd be like, you that singing girl, you the Songbird. Mm-hmm. Everywhere I would go, I'd be at sorority meetings, and my mother and I are in the same sorority. So we would show up to meetings together, and she'd be like, yeah, that's Joy's daughter. Or that's that singing girl. That's the Songbird. So I just took it. And made it a part of who I am. And I, gave meaning to the acronym. So now, not only am I an entity of healing through a love vibration, but I'm also the Songbird, the sound of a new generation believing in realized destiny.
Nice. I love that. So who are some of your favorite writers? They can be songwriters, poets, authors, anybody you consider a writer.
So many. Okay, so let's see if we can get them to happen real fast. And I'm gonna try not to go through and qualify everybody. I'm gonna just give y'all some names. I have a college professor who wrote a really dope book. Her name is Dr. Monique Simone Farrell. I really love her writing. Y'all probably don't know who she is, but outside of that, let's talk about some people who are like mainstream, who you might know. And Toni Morrison, Sonia Sanchez, Nikki Giovanni, and Maya Angelou, Zora Neale Hurston. On the songwriter tip, I am a huge fan of Hall & Oates, of the Bee Gees, of Anderson .Paak, Solange, Ari Lennox. I'm just, who else? Dr. Seuss.
True. Dr. Seuss, what?
Silverstein. Shel Silverstein is the beginning of poetry for me. For me, as a human being. Shel Silverstein is where it's at. Period. Where the sidewalk ends, that is quintessential American classic literature.
Perfect. You have 1 hour to have a conversation with anyone in history, living or dead. Who would you choose?
I only get to choose one?
Okay, you can have dinner. Make it a dinner party.
Okay, there's a party. And my party is going to be Mom's Mabley. Definitely. Alive, Jim Carrey. I really want to meet Jim Carrey and just sit and just soak up his humanness. Robert Townsend. Maybe like Frida Kahlo. I want to meet some really dope, radical, old school women. You know what I mean? And like some folk you ain't even thought about. Jesus, Isis, Cleopatra, Makita. That'll do. And a few of my relatives just cause they fun. So,
I completely get that. All right.
So, just be around my ancestors.
Wait till I'm gonna call you after we get over this because I got some mind-blowing information this week. So your perfect concert, you have 3 acts, living, again, same parameters, living or dead. This show is for you. Who's on stage?
The show is for me.
Yep, 3 acts, living or dead.
3 acts, living or dead. And they get to perform as long as I want them to. They get to perform the songs I want them to perform.
Yep.
Okay.
Say it again.
Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Michael Jackson is on my set list. I'm gonna give it to her just because she really do put on the show, and she make you sweat. Jill Scott is on my set list, and it's like a tie between. But I already brought him up. We done already had. He's my great writer, but I'm gonna give it to Frankie Beverly and Mays.
Okay.
That's a good concert. Y'all will come to my concert.
I'm here for that. I'm here for that concert. I'll be there.
Y'all come to that concert.
I would definitely be there for that. So tell us something about yourself that most people don't know about you. It could be anything.
Most people don't know that I paint really large paintings. Like some of y'all know, like back in the day I used to paint earrings, so people knew I used to do those, but paintings.
Well, that just kind of skips the second. So do you have a third creative outlet? Because that is actually the next question. What is your other creative outlet? Wait a second, let's go with this one. Because the other version of that question is there something else you would like to learn to do?
That I would like to learn? Yes, actually, I want to build things. It makes me mad. Like I used to do that in high school. I built sets and stuff. But if I had room and time, I would build like furniture. That would be my thing. I'd want to build furniture and fix stuff. Because I get sick of waiting for somebody else to fix my broke stuff.
I completely get that. I think the issue I'm having, some of the issues that we also have is that you can never find the exact thing that you're looking for.
I'm looking for a table for this corner right now, and I really just need it to be an upside down U shape of a certain height and a certain depth. I don't need nothing else to find. I'd rather just get the wood and pop some nails in it and be through. But I don't want the thing looking like a household hazard. I don't want the thing, the nails to be sticking up all crooked, because I don't know what I'm doing.
So question 9 is, how are you practicing self-care during these times?
I make sure that I put on makeup and these things, because otherwise, like, I have not put on a bra since March.
I resemble that remark. Okay.
I'm not even wearing a bra right now. But this makeup is banging though. Y'all can't see. You keep the frame the computer tight. Y'all don't know. I could be butt naked. Y'all lucky I got socks on right now.
I got nothing. I have plenty to say, but I will stop. So after this question to the audience, I'm letting everyone know on Facebook and in the Zoom room, if you have questions for our featured Theresa, feel free to go ahead and drop them in the chat, because this is where we will get into our Q&A after the next question. After this question, which is, I've borrowed this straight from inside the actor's studio. If heaven exists, what would you like God to say once you arrive at the pearly gates?
Ooh, you know I love your ignorant, stupid ass Theresa the Songbird. You know you went down there and you showed the fuck out, and I'm so glad that I put that little bit of extra ignorance up in you. I put you with the right folk, and you did well. You did well, my servant. You have done all I sent you down there to do. Now come on up here and let's.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Fish and spaghetti, potato salad in the back.
Tell the people on my chat about the fish and spaghetti, because we ain't gonna get into the song. The video is on YouTube, look it up. It's the peanut butter and jelly song, and tell the people about the fish and the spaghetti once and for all.
Fish and spaghetti is a holy sacrament. Some of y'all like, I don't know about this. Let me explain this to you people. Fish in Chicago. Them old church ladies got the fundraise for pastor's birthday anniversary building fund. Okay? So when we out here fundraising for pastor's birthday anniversary building fund, we throws us a fish fry on the Friday nights. Now in Chicago, when you get your fish plate, you get you 2 pieces of fish, and in them side item compartments, you get you 2 scoops of spaghetti. Because don't make that corner making that face. That's because you've never tasted next to the spaghetti, and everything is fine. God has brought fish and spaghetti together for pastor's birthday anniversary building fund. To never be torn asunder. It go together. It tastes delicious. And then you add into it the fact that hot sauce goes with everything. So you automatically put the hot sauce on the fish and spaghetti. You see where I'm going with this for the people in the back? Hello. You make the flavors come together. That's the Holy Trinity. The fish, the spaghetti, and the hot sauce. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. You join them together. You are one in the body of Christ. Amen and amen again.
Amen and amen. My friend. Okay. From Charity, how does it make you feel that the poems that you wrote in the past are still so relevant today? My question is,
and just to emphasize on that, sorry, and yes, fish and spaghetti, all that good stuff. Just to emphasize on what I was asking, like, not in the sense that like it's, oh yeah, this is cool, like, you know, people are catching up, but like in a sense that like I wrote this at a certain time, this was relevant then, and the fact that now it's still relevant, because I think many poets, folks are in here, folks out there on Facebook that are watching can attest to the fact that they wrote certain poems at a certain time because it was capturing history in that moment, and then now hoping that things would progress, those poems are still just as relevant 10 years, 15, 20 years later. Like, how does that make you feel? So
it gives me perspective on being used by God, and being able to step aside from your own ego, because my ego would tell me, oh, that's just an old poem. Not only is it an old poem, but the folks who know me know that if I could do an hour's worth of poetry, I could do an hour and you would have never heard "You So Black" in that whole hour. So one, it just shows you what it really means to be used by God in certain times and certain callings, that poem was sitting and that it was nothing but God. But it also, I just recently did a play, and all of the script from the play was from a book by Sonia Sanchez called 360 Degrees of Blackness Coming at You. It was a book that she wrote, well, not just her, but it was a book that was written by a group of poets who attended a workshop of hers in the 70s. And we just did this play. We did it once live in 2019, and we just did a digital version of the play. Of the poems that we performed then are still, you know, from the 1970s, were super relevant to what is happening right now. So I don't think any of us should take for granted the past works that we've done, because even though you might have only been affected in that moment exists in perpetuity for someone somewhere all the time on the planet. And that's all I got for that.
All right, Nikki has a question. I'm gonna let her come on mic and ask.
I want to know, for all of the people who are watching, well, they really want to know. They want to know. I'm asking for the people. This is a question for the people.
Yes.
People wants to know, who is getting all your black girl magic? Are you single or are you booed up? That's what we want to know. Who you with? That's what we want to know.
Super booed up.
Super
Not
booed
a
up.
little bit of booed up. I am like
Super booed up.
You can put a cape on this thing, shawty. I am super booed up.
Awesome. That's too funny.
Well,
Super
good
booed
black
up.
man be at work. Praise the Lord. But yeah, y'all remember I would do the peanut butter and jelly song and tell y'all while I was performing it that I'm trying to cure myself of this single affliction. And I believe in the power of metaphysics. I believe that the things that you talk about and that of performing the peanut butter and jelly song, which is really like calling a sense of togetherness, you know, like we go together like peanut butter jelly, hot sauce and everything, like you and me, like all the time. It is also, you have to like reset your DNA to be prepared for this idea of what loving you specifically should look like. So what I would do is collect stories from my friends, especially my married friends. Don't be collecting these stories from your dibble dabble and got them a few homeboys side piece friends. Holla at your married friends. Holla at people that ain't your friends, that you just see in the street, that you see that are married, and you know, and ask them, How did you know that you were in love with this particular person? How did you know that you wanted to marry this particular person? If you're willing to share it, what's the hardest thing that y'all have been through? And it really helps give you perspective on a whole lot of on what Black love is. You know, because we get really caught up in an Americanized, Anglo romanticized notion of what being in a relationship looks like. And I think being in a relationship and being a person of color in the United States of America is different than doing it anywhere else with any other sort of person. And we have to unlearn an old way of loving so that we can learn how to just be honest with the person that's in front of us.
Ashe to that.
Ashe, ashe.
Things we learn once we get booed up. You know what I'm saying?
No. Super Buddha.
Super.
What you got to do is you got to get you somebody that makes you make that whole sound that she made.
Yes.
Once you get that, you know, you Super Buddha. You know.
Yes. And then for the people who are also looking and don't know, get you somebody who you can talk to. Get you somebody where y'all can sit on opposite ends of a couch and not touch each other for hours, but feel totally connected because y'all have just sat and cackled and laughed and talked about things that don't matter and things that do matter. Get you somebody who you can have a real conversation with. Get you somebody who, if you slip up and accidentally pass gas because you was laughing too hard, that you don't have to feel no type of way about that. Get to somebody who understands that you're a human being and who is down with your human beingness.
Tell it. I will also add someone, and even in what really all of your human beingness is, because we are all different things to different people on different days. We are all different things to the same people on different days, depending on how we wake up in the morning. So go ahead, Danielle, your question.
Lord of mercy. What is the first thing that you want to do once all of this quarantining and social, it's not that it's going to be over anytime soon, but do when we get off punishment, when they let us off punishment,
once we can get around the world without masks and without being socially distanced, I am probably going to spend a solid 3 months on the road. Like, I'm not even finna lie. I'm finna pack up my bag, shawty. I'm only coming back to Atlanta to re-up on merchandise. I'm finna get on the road just to hit a few stages everywhere where they will have me. I'm going, I'm coming, I'm hitting all the mics. Because after that, the next thing is I'm putting my play up. I'm taking my play everywhere. That was already on the breaks right now. So that's the next big thing. But first, I'm finna get off all this Theresa the S.O.N.G.B.I.R.D juice that I've been bottling up. Finna get all of that off. Because you can't, I've tried it. You cannot do the peanut butter jelly song on Zoom. That shit don't work. The time delay. That shit don't work.
And it doesn't. But then I have two follow-ups to that. One, because we've all kind of been stuck, have you been writing anything since you've been stuck? I know you have. Have you written anything while we've been stuck? That's first of all. And then I'll take
in all honesty, I've written like the tiniest snippets. And I mean like maybe 4 lines worth of something here or there. I've been doing more painting. I have been doing more gardening and cleaning up my house than anything else. Like, really and truly, I don't want to write about COVID or coronavirus or racism. So, no, I have. No,
I kind of have to take a step back on it though.
I do not want to write no poems. I'm not talking about I can't breathe. I'm I already told y'all, I move in a love vibration. I move in the power of metaphysics. So I can breathe. I can breathe for all Black humanity. Do you understand me? That's in the long version of You So Black. Black as you believe, Black as you breathe, Black as you love. Black is all of the above. So no, because I am writing prescription, I have not written because God has not insisted on what I should be prescribing myself in this hour in my writing. What he has been prescribing for me has been the gardening, has been the what are you growing for yourself. In all honesty, he's been providing for me some financial literacy. He's been growing me in these stocks and this investments. You know, that's what I think. That's where my creative energy has gone. That and painting. I just finished a painting like last week. I've been working on that all quarantine. I just been painting a little bit here and a little bit there. Cause that's all, I don't have to really think. Once the sketch is drawn, I can just, Danny, we paints.
Yep.
You can just let your mind go.
I've done more of that than I've done anything else other than that. And you were talking about furniture. I'm not making furniture, but I'm definitely rehabbing furniture. Like doing big things. When the next time you're here, you'll see the new table, and
I can't wait
it's great.
To see everything.
Yeah, I know, and I am excited for you to be able to get back on the road.
Me
but
too.
that's the last part of what I was going to ask you is when you do, how does it change the experience now? I mean, this is like, I want to hit up an open mic, but now I gotta like think too hard. Like I'm not touching the mic behind people, and it's gonna change the experience a little bit.
So I have my first in-person gig this coming Thursday.
Oh Lord.
I am so like, y'all, let me tell you how I plan on policing myself through this gig. Cause they've already told me, you can show up early and set up your merch table, which I'm gonna do. Cause then it's not many people there. So I'm gonna show up early and set up my merch table. And then I'm going to sit in my car. And I'm going to sit in my car until the host of the show texts me, hey, I'm finna call you on stage next. And then I'm going to come into the venue. And they really finna get mad at me right here. Because when I come into the venue, I'm spraying Lysol like the Flower Girls in Coming to America. All over where I walk and whoever is next to me and all over the microphone and the microphone stand.
Only because I can visualize this whole thing in my head.
With the mask on. Then I'm going to step into the cloud of Lysol dust. Take my mask off. Do one poem. Hit him with the Lysol dust again. Do the next poem. Hit him with the Lysol dust one more time. Hand sanitize. Put the mask back on. Go back to my car and tell people they could just, I'm going to have a price list and you could just cash at me, pick up whatever you was going to get on my merch table. We're going to do that on the honor system.
That's actually a really good idea.
I can't. Like, I understand that I have to start somewhere. And I just had this conversation, too. I have a cousin who works in television and stuff. So he's been kind of like, we've been talking to each other a lot. Like, all right, cuz, when you going back to work? When you going back to work? When you getting on the airplane? Nigga, when you getting on the airplane, So I understand that I got to go back to work sometime. But I also know I live in Atlanta, Georgia, where the second wave, we still in the first wave. I would feel different if I was in like Chicago, if I was in a city where the numbers had actually dropped and plateaued or something. I would probably feel a little more relaxed about this whole notion. But I don't know if y'all saw it, but I saw D.L. Hughley pass out trying to work his craft on stage. And I just ain't, my dad has 2 kinds of cancer. So I'm not And I like seeing my parents. And I've seen my parents twice during the quarantine. Me and my sisters try to go maybe like a month and a half, 2 months now. We used to see my parents maybe like twice a month. So I am not trying to, even if I'm asymptomatic, even if I never get sick, I don't want to pick up no microbes that I can take to anybody else. So if I gotta show up to the open mic in a hazmat suit, that's fine with me.
I completely understand that. Today was the first time that my entire local family has been together since all of this started. We were having a celebration, and I've been told by the person we're celebrating that I'm not allowed to talk about it yet. I'm supposed to let them have their first flex on it, and then I can talk about why we were all together. But and it's just like seeing my sister, like my one sister I had not seen since Christmas.
Right.
Talked to her, but this is the first time I've seen her and my niece in person since Christmas. And this is only the second time I've seen my parents. And it was just like, oh my word. And I would have still been there, except for I was coming to see you. And I wanted to do this as well. Because this was a last minute thing that came up. So, because I really did want to come see you, because I love you. I love you. So if anyone wants to step out and support the feature, I want to let you know, because I sure enough feel like everybody's like, because I wanted to chat and like get into this discussion with you. I forgot to talk about, she has merch for the You So Black poem. There are posters, there are t-shirts. There are ways for you to support the feature on her website is theresasongbird.com.
Just the Songbird, THASongbird.com.
Yeah, thank you. TheSongbird.com. Her IG, Facebook, Cash App, PayPal, The Songbird.
Everything. THASongbird.com. Well, not .com, but everything is at THASongbird.
Yeah, so make sure definitely you get in touch with her. Definitely make sure you follow her, because when she gets the clips from TikTok, she is reposting them, and they are a lot of fun to watch. If you want to see and hear the full 6-minute extended edition of the You So Black poem, please go to YouTube. It is out there. So go ahead, and make sure that you venture over to YouTube.
You're laughing because you see me. I have on her t-shirt. I'm trying
Yes.
to a little bit. I'm trying to, let me see if I bring some light down to it. I don't know if it's
I love that shirt though.
a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey Sherry, can I ask one more question?
Go right ahead.
Just one more question. So, Miss Songbird, when we're talking about, and this kind of piqued my interest, we're explaining how in this time you've written 4 lines, and I've had a lot of conversations and even interviews with different artists where it felt like, oh, since I'm home now, I'm not out on, working like that, I have to produce, I have to write, I have to do this, I have to do that. And it's really interesting to hear you feel like you've been able to take your creative energy and put it in a different space. What advice would you give to other people that are listening right now who feel very pressured to write and forced to create in a time when there clearly there's a lot of shit going on right now, like we can't deny that, but should artists, and I feel like it'll be great coming from you, someone of your prestige, to let artists know that it's okay to not be super inspired in a time when you're just traumatically drained or feel like your energy is focused in another place. And that's a long-winded question/answer. What do you have to say about that? And then I'm done for the night. I ain't asking shit else. That's it. Yeah.
Well, I think writing does a few different things for different people. And from my perspective, I have to know the difference between writer's block or being in a place where there's so much trauma that I can't get through. Or in this case, like in my case, I am really just without words in perpetuity for this season. I'm not that poet for you. If this is the poem that you require in your life right now, you're not gonna get that poem from Theresa the Songbird. And that's okay. Everybody ain't like, I'm also not the old, let's do war and the bleeding hearts and the bloated bellies. That's not my poetry. That's just not who I am when I'm ready to be creative. However, there are times when you need to like put that to the side because you need to write your healing. You need to write through your trauma and really get out of where you are. So I don't want to give you some blanket statement that just makes it okay for everybody not to be writing. I also want y'all to know that in the midst of me not writing poems, I have been producing music. I have been recording music. I have been, like I said, painting. I have been making graphic design for myself and for other people's businesses. So the energy of creative arts is always happening in my being. It just may not be me writing words on paper in this moment. There are other people too, though, who are always writing for... Oh, and I'm writing 2 scripts. Did I mention that? So, no, I'm not writing poems, but I am writing, okay? And you have to be willing to, like, if you have writing prompts and things like that, utilize them. Don't just sit on your gift because you're hurting or because you're traumatized. God gave you the gift because you were hurting and because you were traumatized.
Appreciate that. Oh, a last question, this is for real. Can we see that painting? Do you have it? The one that you
I have quite a few. So let me see what I can show y'all real quick. Let's get you some more. Let me get, oh my Lord. It's lit. I'm gonna disappear for like 2 seconds, but I'll be right back. Oh.
Yeah, and just to bounce off of what Charity's saying while she's getting the painting, that sometimes that, because I think all of us that are creative, that write, are creative in some way. We also have other ways that we can express our creativity. So if it's not writing today, it could be painting, it could be redecorating, it could be whatever. So
I'm back. I brought 2. So I did this one a while ago. I don't know how well you can see it. Let's get the light right.
You can see it.
oh
Yeah. So
we can
did
see it
right here. My soul singer.
Oh,
and her hair is not painted. Her hair is made out of yarn.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But then this is my most recent, you dig.
Oh, wow.
I'm very into naked, multicolored African Americans. That's really my vibe. I do a lot of naked women, but they're all different colors. All intrinsically black, but not with any brown skin tones.
I love it. It's like Afrofuturistic.
Absolutely that. Yes.
So
Absolutely that.
And
we're back. Okay.
Those are gorgeous.
Thank you.
that, but those are gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You sell those as well?
I do when the opportunity permits, but I haven't really put that into its place yet. That's part of the... So there are a couple of projects as far as streaming projects go that I'm trying to put together. One is a kind of like For the Birds mini series, like a little 4-part mini series of For the Birds. The other is we're going to do a live reading of Mass Matter Magic because I have never done one. There are poems in that book that never ever see the light of day. So we're going to do one of those. And I also hope that those 2 events will kind of give me the courage. Isn't that funny to have all this stuff going on and still kind of need courage to step out into new creations? I'm hoping that though they'll give me the courage to do maybe like a live auction of some of my art. I'm trying not to have separation anxiety already. Like that's really what I'm having in this moment, talking about selling my paintings, and I have to sell them. I do not have room in my bedroom to hang another painting. I do not.
Artist problems. Yeah.
Real life. For real.
You put a piece of yourself into your painting, so I could definitely see how that separation. And I'm asking because I'm a collector myself, so like I'm I'm peeping your style. I really fucks with it. So whenever you launch that, I'll definitely be at that auction, whatever that was.
Oh, that's
all right,
what's up.
Sherry, I'm shutting the fuck up. I'm done. I'm not asking.
Charity, I understand you have not had the pleasure yet of meeting S.O.N.G.B.I.R.D in person, and as soon as
and I'm a fangirl. I'm a fangirl now. Oh my goodness.
And as soon as the Rona is over, we will make sure that it happens on stage and on the brunch tip, because it's because the amazing thing about Theresa, and the same thing cannot be said about me, is that I'm kind of like one person on stage, and then I come home, I'm kind of a little bit of somebody else. Theresa is Theresa everywhere.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time.
All the time. So we will definitely make that happen. So everyone, please, this is the time. Y'all know that we will allow everyone to turn on their microphones, and please give a huge round of applause for our feature, Theresa the Songbird. Okay, so y'all didn't know.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Wonderful.
I love you guys so much.
I love you. And I miss you so much.
Man, it's only the beginning of it. I just want to sit. We just need to find like a room with like giant beanbag chairs, and we could just lay and sprawl out all over each other in our giant beanbag chairs and just miss each other and just be happy that we're around each other. We don't even have to do a whole lot of talking or nothing. Drinks though. Lots of drinks though.
Thanks.
Facts.
Drinks are required.
Yes.
So again, I will let everyone know, please follow the S.O.N.G.B.I.R.D on all social media and at her website, Cash App, PayPal, and I saw one more, the S.O.N.G.B.I.R.D. If you want to support her, get her book, get any of the You So Black merchandise. If you're not working, like, share, subscribe, tell somebody about S.O.N.G.B.I.R.D, because she is an amazing person, an amazing artist. At this point, I am going to pull in Kaniki so she can tell us about next week's feature and show. Because she's got her mic, she's got her camera off, so she's not at her computer.
I'm here.
There she goes. All right.
I'm here.
Hey.
Okay. So next week I am excited to be interviewing Matthew Cuban Hernandez and his wife, Miss Wise. So it's gonna be a double thing, a double situation. Yes. So it's gonna be great. So come back again. Tell your people and your friends. Your people, because sometimes, listen, I say your people and your friends. You gotta know who your people are for real.
Right.
That's a word. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know. You gotta not confuse the people that are there for you and the people that's there.
That's a word. That is a word.
That's a word.
My people's in this room. I'm good.
So we will be back next Sunday, 7 p.m. with Keep the Mic On. Everyone, please stay safe, wash your hands, be well, and we will see you right back here next week. And good night, and I love everyone. I'm so happy to see y'all. Bye.
While we still logging off, while people still logging off, Theresa, tell us, since you've been on this platform, who should we be featuring? Who? Recommend somebody real quick. Do it while the people logging off. Do it.
Oh, y'all should definitely feature Shelly, because Shelly's the best.
Which
I
Shelly?
love Shelly's poetry. Shelly says so. Y'all should feature Georgia.
Yes, we've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah, we have to do something special for Georgia.
We have a fifth week show that I'm trying to negotiate for that. Yeah.
Emerald Green. Y'all know basically everybody from Adam's Rib. Y'all should be featuring Emerald Green.
She's on.
I got a homegirl here, Rewop. She's hella dope. Y'all should feature Rewop. If you haven't featured Abyss, you should feature Abyss, Red Storm. Who else could you possibly? I don't want to be running out of names. I'm not really. There's so many other people.
I don't think Abyss was on my regular list, but should be.
Has anybody reached out to Sonny?
I have reached out to Sonny. I reached out to Sonny.
Okay.
Yes.
Sonny, you might, I don't know, Tank be kind of busy. You might be able to get Tank. You may not be able to get And the Bangers. But you might be able to get
I might be able to
you might,
Yo,
you might have to go like you might have to go like Southern Fried by way of Asia to get to Tank, to beg Tank to be on y'all show.
Okay.
But she might still do it.
Tank is dope. Tank Sherry, like she came and talked to DC Scores one time. Like
Really?
Oh, nice.
yeah, but that was through NPR. That wasn't like a direct situation. So I hear what Teresa's saying. Like we gotta
Also, Vision out of Philly.
Vision.
We had him a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, then y'all on the move. Y'all on the roll. I'm proud of you.
Vision
You already had Tammy, Lady Sarcasm.
No.
No.
No, but she's on the list. She's on the list, though. She is on the list.
Okay.
She is
All
on the
right,
list.
I'm gonna calm down. All right now.
No, we can trust me. The list is wow.
Yeah.
The list is like
Long.
Super long.
Yeah.
Wait, no,
No,
wait.
we can
My
do this.
dream interviews are on this list.
Mm-hmm.
We could really do this. You know somebody else who ain't been out in the world because he been, locked up being the best dad with the best beard in America. Lamar Hill.
No. He's on my list. I have yet to. How can I say this? I'm going to say this, everyone, and anybody tells him. Granted, I know this is still turn off Facebook.
We're still live on
We
Facebook.
don't know, Sherry, don't say it. We don't. Oh yeah, we need to get off Facebook.
Get off it.
On
Get off
Facebook. Thank you, everyone. Y'all are amazing. So gotta go. Lamar,
You can't be a part of this conversation.
see y'all Facebook. All right.
Facebook. You have to get